What is happening? It's another episode of Twitch Chat. That's right, where we talk all about building a business online with your Twitch streams, your content creation. And I gotta let you guys know real quick before we get started, if you need to find a Discord to come hang out in, talk about this stuff, talk video games, you know, whatever, head on over to n64josh.com/discord. That's your invite. Lots of good people in there, lots of good people to network with, to play games with. We'd love to have you. Come hang out. n64josh.com/discord. One more thing before we get started. If you are looking for music for your streams, your podcasts, your YouTube videos, just to have on in the background while you're writing or doing whatever, check out me, N64Josh, wherever you listen to music. I've got playlists set up right now, the Stream Vibes Chill playlist, and you're going to be hearing the music throughout this show. And it's royalty free, copyright free. You don't have to worry about getting any kind of copyright strike or having any of your clips muted, anything like that. So wherever you listen to music, check out N64Josh. And that's it. Let's get started. I do want to say what's up to my chat. I see Cyrax, Army Life, Miguel, Hidden Level, Bubbly Bugbear, Apple. Welcome on in, everybody. Hoffman, so glad you guys are here for this episode. Remember, get your questions ready for the end. And if you'd like to join the stream live, twitch.tv/N64Josh every Wednesday, 10 a.m. Unless I have technical difficulties like today, I'm a little late. But 10 a.m. Come hang out, and I would love to see you live. So here we go. When should I start monetizing my brand? This question has come up because I see it a lot as I'm in different Facebook groups for podcasting, for Twitch, YouTube, different things. I just like to kind of keep my finger on the pulse of the community that is creating content, and I see it all the time. When should I start monetizing? People want to make money, right? If they want this to be a business, they want to start making money. I get it. You totally want to be making money if you're a business. But let's talk about the steps we should take getting there, okay? So there's nothing wrong with wanting to make money with your content. I want to get that out of the way because a lot of people feel like they need to just say, I'm only doing this for fun. It's okay if you want to make money at this. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing evil about that. There's nothing, like, it's okay. It's okay. If you want content creation to be your business, make that your goal and do it. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel bad about it. There's no reason. There's no reason whatsoever. So if you want to make this your business, it will need to make money. That's just the way it is. We're going to talk about how to go about that without being sleazy, being slimy, maybe without making some mistakes. Some of the mistakes that I've made that I can hopefully share with you guys so you won't have to make them. All right, so putting all your eggs in the Twitch basket, not a great move. If you guys have been listening to anything I've been talking about, we've talked about that before. Don't put all your eggs in the Twitch basket. Remember, Twitch takes half of your money when it comes to subs. They take half of it. So it's good business for them, not great business for you. Okay? So let's talk about some other ways that we can monetize and how to get started monetizing. And again, you guys are going to hear what I preach all the time. Chat, you guys probably know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say create content that adds value, right? But I got a list of 6 things here. First, choose the audience you want to reach. Okay? What value can you bring to that audience? What problems can your brand solve? What questions can you answer? These are important things because figuring out a problem, answering a question, automatically means content that adds value. Give away all of your best content. Hold nothing back. Nothing. Give it all away. Everything. Create content that will add the most value. You need to be the cream that rises to the top. You have to be. Because this is, especially if you're on Twitch, it is so saturated. YouTube, saturated. Podcasting, not as saturated, but still saturated. So what's going to make you stand apart? Choose the audience you want to reach. How do you add value to that audience? Give away your best content. That's the answer. Give away your best content. What are you an expert in? Chat, I'm going to ask you guys, what are you guys experts in? Let me know. I want to hear from you. What do you think you're experts in? Now, some of you might be saying, I'm not an expert in anything. Listen, you only need to be one step ahead of somebody to be an expert in their eyes. So if you've already figured some stuff out, you've already started streaming. We'll just use streaming as an example. Let's say you've been streaming for 6 months. To somebody that has never streamed before, you have a lot of information. that you are able to give to them. So know your audience. Who do you want to reach? I've been streaming for 6 months. I feel like I've learned a bit. I could probably help some people out. My audience is people that are just getting started with streaming. Cool. Reach out to them. Add value to them. And that's the simple way of choosing your audience. You don't have to be like, oh, I've been streaming for 10 years and I can finally start sharing this. Nah. There's going to be people that are just getting started that need what you have to offer. Okay. Hidden Level says that he is an expert at procrastinating and a potential Pokemon card retailer. So there you go. Cool. Create content around that. All right. Create content around that very thing. So double down on your greatest strengths. Are you funny? Bring the jokes. Are you incredible at a certain game? Teach us how we can get there. How can we get as good as you are? Share your journey. I'm gonna go outside the box here when it comes to like streaming and Twitch. Can you code? Can you sing? Can you paint? Can you do art? Do you love Legos? Like, it really, whatever your passion is, and whatever you feel like you're good at, more than likely whatever you're passionate about, you're good at. Right? And even if you're not that good at, you're still probably learning, and you've learned some things along the way that you can teach others. This is high value content. All right. This is the high value content that I keep talking about. So if you're great at a game, how'd you get great at a game? What was that journey like? What was it like when you started? What was it like when you did you have your highs and your lows? Tell us about it. What were some tricks, tips along the way that helped you improve? That's the kind of stuff that you just need to share. Just share. Put this high value content everywhere and start getting your name out there. And also, once you start putting your content everywhere, be in your comments. Interact with the people that are interacting with you and ask questions. Let them know that you care about the time that they spent to comment on your stuff. Ask them some questions. Get them talking more. Add value to them. All right. Become a trusted resource for your audience. It's the best way to have them want to support you and what you're doing. Always put them first. I'm going to say this again for the people in the back. Become a trusted resource for your audience. This is the best way to have them want to support you and what you're doing. Always put them first. Always put them first. They're more important than anything else. They're more important than money, anything. Your audience, their trust, that's what's most important. Okay? So, adding value and building trust, and then beginning to monetize. I got another list of things real quick that we're just going to go through. And so, the first thing is, what products have you used to get to where you are? Review those products and include an affiliate link. Amazon associate, right? We've talked about this. Go into Amazon, sign up to become an Amazon associate. Talk about those products. Only recommend products that you believe in and you would use yourself. The trust of your audience is more valuable in the long run than making a couple bucks. Just remember that, okay? So only recommend products that you believe in and that you have used yourself. Once you're able to monetize your YouTube channel, take advantage of the ads that are running, right? It's like 1,000 subscribers and 10,000 hours watched or something like that. I can't remember the exact number, but just start putting that work in now. Get your YouTube channel going. Get it off the ground. Start using titles that are keyword rich so that people can start finding you organically. We've talked about it in past episodes. But this is a way for you to start making money without even having to sell anything, just from ads running. So get your YouTube channel off the ground. Get your channel going. Start now. And listen, I know that it's scary. I'm starting at minimum 2 new YouTube channels this week. 2. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm starting over again, but I'm not. I'm going to keep going with what I've done, but I have some ideas that I want to execute. So I may be making 3 new channels this week. I don't know. I've got a lot of ideas I want to execute on. So just get started. Get the first one out. And then just keep going. Remember, title your stuff keyword rich. I've gone over it in other episodes. So Get those keywords so people can find you organically. Here's what I want to sit on for a little bit. Set up a Patreon. Now, oftentimes you hear people start a podcast and then they're like, here, I'm going to do Patreon. And it's like, wait a minute. How are you going to use Patreon? Right? Because if you start, I see a lot of reviews on podcasts and they're like, oh my gosh, all this person talks about is their Patreon. So use your Patreon to add value to your audience. Okay? Your Patreon doesn't have to be all about just getting people to get there and start giving you money. You can add value and utilize Patreon as another platform for your content to reach more people. Let's get into it. Head over to the site, look at brands that are similar to yours, and how are they using the platform? Okay, what kind of tiers do they have set up? How are they using the platform to make some money and to add value? Okay, both. Remember, keep both in mind. You offer exclusive high-value content. That's one way. Tier 1 gets this, Tier 2 gets this, Tier 3 gets this. Let's say you use a podcast or a video as your exclusive content. I've done this in the past. If a $1 Patreon on my current Patreon gets you, when I was doing it regularly, got you one Q&A episode a month, audio, and I would just put it on Patreon. They'd have to listen to it there. $5 got you the video, and then I have different tiers. You can go check it out. It's changing very soon, and it's going to be more targeted at content creators and helping you guys grow. That's a transition that my Patreon is going to be heading into. Let's say you do a half-hour show. Put the first 5 to 10 minutes up on Patreon for free. You can set up, like when you go to Patreon, you can post blog posts, you can post videos, you can post audio, pictures, whatever. You can use it as a platform that pushes your brand. And then you can put out that link, you can tweet out your Patreon posts, you can tweet that kind of stuff out and put it into your Discords, wherever you're building your community, and push people to your Patreon just to interact with you. It doesn't mean they have to pay you. But then once you put out your exclusive content, you can do a 5-minute segment, 10-minute segment, whatever. And then, hey, if they want to see the whole thing, they can sign up for this tier and then it's available for them. But knock their socks off with that first 5 or 10 minutes. Make it very, very high value content that they don't want to miss. And that's going to be a way for you to start generating more revenue with Patreon. Now, Patreon also has an affiliate program. So if you head over to n64josh.com/Patreon, that's not my Patreon. That's your invitation to Patreon. You sign up, you start getting supporters on there. I get a kickback from that. That's the beauty of the affiliate program, right? You can do the same thing. When you go onto Patreon, it says invite creators. You're given a specific link. They will then give you a kickback, a commission, for getting people to sign up. So utilize Patreon for a place. If you don't have a website right now, maybe it's not in the budget, utilize Patreon as a place for people to go to read your content, to see some of your videos, and then to also offer some exclusives through your Patreon with a, tied to a dollar amount. The site can be a very, very powerful tool. It doesn't just have to be something that's just kind of set it and forget it. You could use it because imagine having a $5 tier on Patreon that you encourage your Twitch subs, hey, don't sub on Twitch. Go over to Patreon because I get a bigger cut, and then 2, they get some exclusive content, and it's kind of a win-win. Maybe they lose their emotes in the chat, but I mean, you end up seeing more of that cash. It's a better way for them to support you. You can also offer them, again, high value content that answers their problems, entertains them, whatever it is, they can go back to over and over again. So, add that high value content. That's the key. But use Patreon as a platform for your brand. If you can't afford a website right now, it's got all the tools right there. Number 4, look for sponsors of products that you use. A real simple one for me was Audible. Audible was one of my first sponsors on the Nintendo Powercast because I love the service and it's a great product for podcasts, the podcast crowd. If they're listening to podcasts, they're probably going to be interested in listening to audiobooks. So Audible was a great fit. And you can type in, you can Google. I just pointed some people in the direction of this recently in a podcast group on Facebook. They're like, how do you get some sponsors? Who should I? And I said, just all you have to do is Google Audible affiliate program, and it'll pop up. You can go and sign up. You tell them how many downloads you have, how many episodes you've done, how long you've been at it, and they will if they approve you, you can start using, audibletrial.com/NPC. That's my affiliate link for Audible. And then if you guys have been listening to me talk about my own book, you can go to n64josh.com/audible, and that sends you to my book, Another Castle, for free on Audible. So there's a few ways right there to utilize, which gets me to my fifth thing: create your own product. Right? My book is available on Amazon as a physical book, a Kindle book, and on Audible. And maybe you're asking yourself, well, what would I write a book about? Here we go. Let's break it down. Are you right? Are you ready? Take all the high value content that you've put out. So let's say you use Patreon as a blog, and every day, every week, whatever it is, whatever fits in your schedule, you write different posts that are high value posts for your audience. Okay? Write that. Use each blog post as a chapter in your book. Books don't have to be super long. Let's say you do a challenge where you want to talk about becoming a streamer for the next 30 days. So you go on Patreon and you write 30 different blog posts, one blog post a day. When you're all done with that, you can compile all that together, maybe add a few extras, add a little bit more to it, put that all together as a book, upload it to Amazon. They will do physical, upload it to Kindle, they'll do the digital, and then because you have a microphone, because you are a streamer and content creator, and what I do is I actually read my book as a way of proofreading it. I stop if there's a mistake, I fix it, I go back, start the recording over, and then I have the audio version of my book available on Audible. So there you go. Whatever it is you're passionate about, set up a challenge yourself to write about it for 30 days. It doesn't matter how long the chapters are. Maybe it's part 1, part 2, maybe Monday, Tuesday are 2 different blog posts, but they're part of the same chapter, right? Just put it together and then create your own product, your own book. And then while you're in whatever crowd you're trying to reach, whatever audience you're trying to reach, find other creators that are reaching a similar audience and talk to them about reviewing your book, checking it out, sending them free copies, letting them know you can set up 2 different times you can set up on Kindle to have your book be free. And during that time, hit the pavement and find as many people as you can that will review the book for you, get reviews on Amazon, but then also share it with their audience and encourage them to use their own Amazon affiliate links so they can get a cut every time they help sell your book. It's a win-win for everybody that way. One more thing, since you have a microphone, you can head over to acx.com. That's where you set up and work with Audible. If you have a decent mic and a decent place to record, you could look into becoming a narrator for audiobooks. Just head on over to acx.com and check it out. It could be another revenue stream for you. You just put in a bid. Hey, I'd like to do your audiobook. There's all kinds of authors that are looking for people to do this because they're writers. They're not necessarily podcasters or content creators. So it could be a way for you to have another revenue stream by doing narrating. So it's cool. Go check it out. acx.com. All right. I'm going to leave you with this and we're going to get to the questions. Become a trusted resource. People will support you and what you're doing. Just sitting and gaming on Twitch it's not it. It's not it. There's so many people in the game. You've got to do something to set yourself apart. All right. Add that high value content. and then work on some ways to monetize. This is just scratching the surface, but I don't want these episodes to be super long. So this is just scratching the surface, but take this stuff and run with it and start building your brand into a business. Make your dreams a reality. That's the goal here. So let's get into questions. Chat, tell me, what questions do you guys have about content creation? I want to know. Okay, so the question is, should I play more games that are mainstream or stick to games that you like? Stick to games that you like. That's the simple answer. The games that you're the most passionate about, don't try to chase the game that you think is going to be the most popular or draw the most views, because if you don't love it, you're not gonna be able to stick with it that long. And is that the audience that you want to reach? Are those the people that you want to reach? Is that where you want to build your community? Probably not. Apple also asks, how do you recommend setting up good lighting condition to make your camera look better? So it's a great question. It's going to depend on your budget, right? What you can afford for lighting. I'm using an Elgato key light right now. I love this light. It's very compact. It does a great job of lighting my face, but if it's not in the budget, you could go to like a smaller ring light. I think for even $20, I think on Amazon, you could get yourself a ring light. I used to use a ring light on a selfie stick, and I'd set that behind my monitor and have that on my face, and that does the trick. And a lot of times those you can adjust the temperature of the light to make it warm or cool. And you can also adjust the brightness. So between working with your camera settings and working with your lighting, that's going to make a big difference. Now your camera will make a big difference as well, depending on the lens you have, if you're using just a webcam versus using a digital SLR. And you just want to make sure that you're not getting hot spots, right? The stuff's not overexposed. So you have to play with your room, play with your settings. When I'm using my green screen, I have 200 watt bulbs above me, plus my key light here, and that keeps everything very well lit, but it's very bright in here. So it's very bright. But when it comes to cameras, your light is your best friend for sure. Okay, and then Apple says, how do you recommend promoting yourself without violating some rules servers or subreddits may have? It's a great question. Create content that adds so much value that people want to share it for you. That's really what it boils down to. I see so many people just go into different groups, they post their links, and they're like, come follow me or follow for follow. None of that garbage works. It does not work at all. So create high value content. Go to the places where the eyeballs are. Right now, I'm putting in a lot of work on TikTok, and Reels just came out on Instagram. I have a feeling that has a little more organic reach right now because it's new to that platform. So I'll be putting stuff there as well. I also pay for ads. I run ads on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll be running ads on TikTok this week as well. So the idea is to put out content that's such high value that others will share it for you. That's my recommendation. Okay, well, that looks like it's going to do it for this week's episode of Twitch Chat. Remember, you can listen to this, you can watch this on YouTube. You can come hang out live, twitch.tv/N64Josh, and this is also available in audio form wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, guys, if you're a content creator that's looking for music just to have in the background, check out Stream Vibes. Just look for N64Josh wherever you listen to music, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye now.